All right, let's dive right in. We're talking about a really high-stakes drama that's playing out in the Persian Gulf. A multi-million-dollar fuel tanker has just been seized in what sounds like a pretty dramatic military operation. But here's the thing, this isn't just about smuggling. This one event is a major flashpoint in a growing conflict, one that has implications for the whole world.
I want you to just picture this for a second. You've got this massive tanker just floating out there on the water, quiet. And then, bam, out of nowhere, speedboats just swarm it. A full-blown military operation kicks off. And no, this is not a scene out of some action movie. This is literally how recent events have been described in the headlines.
So what exactly happened during this high seas takedown? To really get what's going on in the bigger picture, we've got to get the facts straight on this huge bust first. Okay, so here are the basics. The operation took place on December 24th, 2025, right near Iran's Kishim Island. The target was a vessel flying a foreign flag, and it was intercepted by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps of Navy, who you'll often hear called the IRGC. Now, according to reports, this was no random stop. Not at all. It was actually a carefully planned operation. They'd had this vessel under surveillance. So what did they actually find on this ship? A truly mind-boggling amount. About 4 million liters of smuggled fuel. That is a massive quantity of a country's national resources just being illegally siphoned off.
And the price tag for all this? Well, the total estimated value of the tanker plus its illegal cargo comes out to about $5.2 million. A fortune like that, yeah, it starts to explain why people are willing to take these incredible risks. And the ship wasn't empty either. There were 16 crew members on board when the raid happened. All of them are foreign nationals, and they've now been arrested and handed over to the judicial authorities to face legal proceedings.
So you might be wondering, how in the world do you load 4 million liters of fuel without anyone noticing at a port? Well, officials say the tanker never actually docked. Instead, it used this classic, kind of clandestine method. Smaller boats would secretly transfer the fuel out to the larger mothership while at sea. The plan was then to move it to even bigger ships farther out for sale around the world. So this brings us to the crucial question, why? I mean, why is fuel smuggling on this kind of scale so common in this region? And why would anyone take these enormous risks? Well, the answer really just comes down to simple economics. See, here's the core incentive. In Iran, the government heavily subsidizes fuel, which makes it incredibly cheap. But just across the border, in neighboring countries, it sells for a much higher price. And that huge price difference? It creates a really powerful motive for a dangerous, but obviously very profitable, black market. Now, Iranian officials are making it very clear this wasn't just some rogue captain. They're calling it organized fuel smuggling. It's part of a much larger criminal network that they're trying to take down. So the goal of these operations isn't just to grab one ship. It's to disrupt the whole financial backbone of these smuggling rings. But this one seizure, it's really just a single piece of a much larger and, honestly, escalating geopolitical game. It's about so much more than just smuggling. It's part of what some people are now starting to call a widening tanker war. You know, when you look at the timeline, a pattern really starts to emerge. In late November, the IRGC seized a vessel. Then, just a few days before this most recent incident, the United States seized the Bella 1. That's a supertanker with links to both Iran and Venezuela. And right after that, the IRGC makes this move. It has all the hallmarks of a classic tit-for-tat escalation. And to add another, frankly, explosive layer to this specific seizure, there are these unverified reports floating around suggesting the vessel might be linked to an American businessman. Now, to be clear, Tehran hasn't confirmed or denied this, but just the suggestion of it dramatically raises the stakes in the ongoing tensions between Iran and the U.S. And the war of words is definitely heating up right alongside the action at sea. After the U.S. seizures, Venezuela's government came out and called the move state piracy. Then, in Tehran, you had over 150 lawmakers using the exact same phrase, accusing the U.S. of maritime piracy. I mean, this is the language of confrontation, not cooperation. So, in response to all of this, Iran is drawing a very, very clear red line in the sand. The message coming from its judicial and military leaders is direct, and it lays out some really harsh penalties for anyone caught in their waters.
The Chief Justice of Hormozgan province gave this incredibly stark warning. He said, "The Persian Gulf will never be safe for those who attempt to steal the nation's resources." That's about as clear a statement as you can get about Iran's intent to keep strict control over its waters.
And look, these aren't just empty threats. The legal consequences are incredibly severe. First, the vessel and everything on it, all that cargo, gets confiscated. Second, the smugglers face absolutely crippling fines. We're talking up to 10 times the value of the goods. And finally, the crew gets arrested to face criminal prosecution.
So, what does this all mean for the bigger picture? Well, this isn't just some regional squabble. These events are happening in one of the most strategically important places on the entire planet, and it's raising some serious questions about the stability of a global choke point.
And this is why it matters to everybody, everywhere. The Persian Gulf is home to the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow little waterway that acts as an absolutely vital choke point for global oil shipments. A huge chunk of the world's energy flows through here every single day, which means any instability has ripple effects across the entire global economy.
And all of this leaves us with a really crucial and honestly pretty unsettling question. As these massive oil tankers are turned into pawns in a global power play, are we watching the world's most vital waterway transform from a shipping lane into a full-blown battleground? That is a question we're all going to need to keep a close eye on.